Hello there.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Ellie Moses, your 21-year-old law and film student here from Sydney, Australia, and I am your host for Noob Reviews, a series where we review films that I've never seen before and give you my honest opinions on these classics that you guys recommend. Last episode, what did I do? Oh, I can't. Oh, yes, I did The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. That was an interesting watch. Well, I actually had the camera on me while I watched that film. Interesting film. It was a good watch. But today, we are doing none other than Scarface. Al Pacino's Scarface. I have it right here, actually. I have the 4K film, and that's why I couldn't do a live reaction today with the camera, because I have it on 4K, and I wanted to watch it on my big TV in the living room. But yeah, I'm not gonna review the 4K transfer. I haven't seen the Blu-ray. This is my first time watching it. It was the first time watching in 4K. It was fine. There was nothing spectacular about it. Yeah, the 4K was just fine. I can't say much about it, but I'm reviewing the film Scarface, and I thought I'd dress up a little bit, you know, gotta have that swagger. We're not taking it easy here, alright? We're not taking it easy with this review. But yeah, start off the bat, man. Al Pacino as Tony Montana, far out, man. I was reading some comments about, and he didn't win an Oscar for this film. Like, how? The man plays a drunk better than drunks themselves. Like, how did he not win an Oscar? Like, what I love about this film, it doesn't need to have the violence. Like, the violence is just a bonus in this film. It's just because of the world they're in and the drug world they're in. But this film depicts the rise and fall of a man and the corruption surrounding it. Absolutely fantastic. And what it does to others around him, not just himself, because we see this escalate throughout the film. Now, off the bat, I'm just going to discuss quickly some of the directing in this film, and some of the framing is absolutely fantastic. Like, there are scenes where Tony Montana is looking from a glass window, and there's in one frame, one shot, it zooms out of the house, and Elvira is just at the top doing her thing as well. And then the framing in one scene when they do their first job in Miami, where they raid the Colombian guy, and Manny comes in through the door, but it's framed in a way where you see the guard as well, and then he's on the other side of the door, and the lighting contrast as well. Absolutely fantastic framing, in the way it's directed. Some great one-shot takes as well. That Miami scene again, where they raid or in like try and negotiate with the Colombian. There's a fantastic one-take tracking shot from the car all the way to the apartment. And I love how this film was shot. But what stood out for me in this film was the character of Tony Montana and how we follow him and the rise and fall of this character. And it's just such a relatable film in terms of, like, it gave me life lessons as well. Obviously, it's a dangerous game to get involved in this crime and drug and criminal world. Like, there's not a shadow of a doubt. Like, that is the worst thing to get involved with. It's a hard game to get out of. And, like, the lessons are said throughout the film as well. You know, to last long in this business, you gotta fly straight. But as we see with Tony Montana, he starts picking and choosing and doing other little side hustles, getting to know other people and expanding his business, or expanding his contact base. And when you expand your contact base, you got to be loyal to more people, and when you have to be loyal to more people, you're bound to stuff one of them. And as Sosa said during the film as well, you F me over, I'm gonna F you back. And we see the outcome of this film. You know, it's not a squeaky clean happy outcome. And like the way the film depicts this man, like, coming from the slums, you know, like, basically a Cuban refugee, and then transcending his way to the top to build his own empire, and then all of it crumbling down. It gave me so many lessons as well, you know, like, it sheds a great message about you gotta be content with what you have sometimes in life as well. That's what I took from it necessarily. Like, the way it depicts, like, greed overcoming this guy, and then completely neglecting those he loved and making rash decisions, you know, as he didn't listen to the rules Frank Lopez gave him at the beginning of the film. You know, don't get higher than your own supply, and then something to do with greed as well. And that overcame him, definitely overcame Tony Montana, and it was sad to see. I was feeling really sorry for him. And one of the best scenes in the film is the scene with Manny, Tony, and Elveria the dining table, when he completely snaps, and that's when you know he's lost all. He lost his wife, he lost Manny, and then eventually he lost his sister. It all comes crumbling down, a massive domino effect, and then he ends up losing himself as well. He was already lost himself there, and that goes down as well to Al Pacino's performance and the directing as well. It's not just through the dialogue that we know this guy is becoming completely like losing control, complete psychopathic and rash decisions, not caring for others, completely neglecting what's right. We see in the car with Sosa's man, he just completely loses the plot and shoots him in the head, like blasts his face off. And then as well, not just with the dialogue, as I'm saying, the mannerisms as well, the way Tony Montana acts, and that's a testament to Al Pacino's performance as well, and the directing. His mannerisms change throughout the film as well. We see him at the start. He's sometimes a bit more flamboyant, stuck up, more expressive. I know those balls of steel, they're there. And then at the end of the film, he's just hunched back all the time like this, and he's just miserable the way he talks. This, and then he's just swearing all over the place, not giving a crap, and he loses the control of himself, the others around him, and his own empire. And the dialogue in this film is absolutely fantastic. Like Tony Montana says a couple things about you gotta make. He says it to me, you gotta make the money, then you get the power, and then when you get the power, women come, because they're in Miami. They're trying to flirt around. Yeah, but this film depicts the rise and fall of a man, and then what it does to others around him. Absolutely fantastic. And then, as I said before, that dining table scene, I felt sorry for all of them around him. Like Michelle Pfeiffer, in the end, becomes like one of the smartest characters in the film. She got out of that life and she ends up surviving. But I felt terrible for all of them. I was looking at that scene, and all it's that contrast as well. Like, they're in a fine dining area, they're in like one of the richest restaurants, however they're all sad and miserable. It's that irony, right? And like, you see it in their faces as well. Like Montana, the bags under his eyes, completely limp, dull, completely miserable. And then Michelle Pfeiffer as Elvedi as well. You see it in her actions, like she becomes more pale. She's just completely dull and out of it. Like, she has no happiness in her life. She's completely she's just snorting coke the whole time. That's her only role, and that's because she's got involved in that life. And it's a shame what happened to them. And in that scene, I was looking at it, I'm like, wow, you've come from the highest of highs. You've come from basically paradise, this Garden of Eden you had, and then you're completely miserable because you've stuffed it up completely. You weren't content with yourself. You're overwhelmed with greed. You can't find happiness. She says it to him, all you do is talk about money. And I laughed at that scene when he changed the channel. He's like, look at the pelicans. It's like, I just couldn't stop laughing. He just tried to change the subject. But yeah, that's all it is on his mind. Money. There wasn't any sense of happiness, well-being, completely insulting her. Look what it's done to your womb. Your womb's so polluted, I can't even have a kid. And it was just like completely outrageous. And it was just amazing to see, say goodnight to the bad guy. Like, I can keep going on with quotes about this film, but yeah, just depicting that rise and fall of an individual himself, I absolutely loved about this film. And the only issue I had with it, and the only complaint I had, is I feel like there was a lot of time jumps, and I wish it was explained a bit more. I just wish the time jumps were a bit more tighter, if you get what I mean. Like, there was less of it, because I would like to have seen more side hustles at the beginning of the film, building their way up, because they do that one job and then Frank Lopez just takes him in straight away. He says you got to do more jobs for him, but you don't end up seeing those other jobs, and then straight away they're in flashy suits, better cars and everything. I just would have liked to seen that hustle and grind up a bit more, but that's my only flaw with the film. Like, other than that, it's amazing. It's completely amazing. Like, you buy into this character, you buy into his life, and you feel completely sorry what's happened to him. And at the end, I was just like, oh, come on, man. I don't want this to happen to you. I love your character. I wanted you to succeed, but however, you're just becoming a real prick in the end, and yeah, ends up being your downfall. And aside from that gripe, guys, I'm going to give Scarface the rank of Jedi Master. Yep, I just didn't think it reached the heights of Grandmaster, that Godfather level Grandmaster. But it is a solid film. It is like more than solid. What am I saying? Solid. It was fantastic, and that's why I said it gets the rank of Jedi Master. Really, really enjoyed it, and I will be revisiting this film more and more times. But yeah, as always, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. Recommend what you guys think my next Noob reviews will be. You know what? I might delve into more horror ever since I watched the thing. It might have the camera on as well. But as always, being your boy Ellie Moses. Take care, God bless, and peace.